On June 7th, 2022, the 1.19 Wild update was released to the public. This update introduced a new mob that the Minecraft community was hyped about for years. This mob was known as a Warden. Wardens were a unique mob that had a weakness such as blindness but could hear exceptionally well. Now, where did Wardens spawn? Well, they spawn when the player activates Skull Shriekers 4 times in the deep dark biome by emerging from the ground. And this mob did not disappoint because it was as scary as it was shown in the trailers. The Minecraft community liked this addition as it added a new level of horror to the game. But soon, players started noticing massive problems with the new mob. There were specifically 2 major issues with the Warden. And the interesting part is that these problems with the mob were intentionally added by Mojang. But why exactly? Well, in this video, I'm going to go over what these problems are and exactly why Mojang added them. The first problem is that the Warden is simply too strong. You see, when the Warden was first introduced, it became the strongest mob in all of Minecraft. Players were surprised to see how strong the Warden really was. It had strength and abilities that no player has ever seen from a mob before. With the Warden not even being classified as a boss, it was stronger than the 2 bosses of the game, the Ender Dragon and the Wither, which are 2 mobs that take tons of resources and time to actually spawn in. While the Warden, on the other hand, could easily be spawned in from the deep dark biome. And if you're not careful, you could easily spawn in a couple of them in a short period of time. But how is this possible? How can this mob be stronger than the game's bosses? Well, let's start off by looking at the Warden's health. Taking the Ender Dragon's health of 100 hearts and the Wither's health of 150 hearts, the Warden's health staggers at a height of 250 hearts. It's crazy how a single mob has a health equivalency to the 2 final bosses of the game. This was obviously not a mistake on Mojang's end. There's a reason in why they made the Warden like this, which I will explain at the end of the video, so stay tuned. With the Warden's health being absolutely insane, let's take a look at its attack damage. On normal mode, the Warden's melee attack does 15 hearts of damage with a cooldown of 0.9 seconds. So if you're not careful, a Warden can literally 2-shot you with full netherite armor in a matter of seconds. Even the 2 Minecraft bosses don't do this much damage, as the Ender Dragon does 10 hearts of damage, while the Wither only does 8 hearts of damage. The Warden's melee attack damage is insane, but it isn't actually its only attack. It actually has a range attack called the Sonic Boom. The Sonic Boom aims directly at the target, making it impossible to dodge. And the attack can pass through blocks and other mobs without damaging them. The Warden takes exactly 1.7 seconds to charge and unleash this attack, which instantly hits the target, doing a whopping 10 hearts of damage. And the Warden's overwhelming power doesn't stop at its health and attack damage. It also has the ability to make your screen go pitch black for a certain period of time. Ultimately, the Warden is the definition of overpowered. Now let's look at the second major problem with this mob. If you manage to kill the Warden, which is nearly impossible, the only thing it drops is a single Skulk Catalyst. Now this item must be extremely rare, right? Well, no, it's actually something fairly easy to obtain and it is almost useless. When the Ender Dragon is defeated, it drops a Dragon Egg, tons of experience levels, and the exit to the end. And when the Wither is defeated, it drops another star which can be used to create a beacon. Now, both of these mobs, considering that they're easier to beat than the Warden, drop something actually useful and rare, while the Warden only drops a single Skulk Catalyst. Now why is this? Why did Mojang make the Warden so overly powered just for it to drop a trashy item? Well, what if Mojang never intended for the Warden to be fought with in the first place, but rather to be avoided? This would make a lot more sense, as Mojang designed the Warden to be blind but good at hearing, which gave players the ability to avoid the Warden by crouching and being quiet. Then if players were never intended to fight the Warden, then why would players be in the deep dark in the first place? Why would Mojang add such a pointless addition? Well, you see, ancient cities spawn in the deep dark biome, and in ancient cities there are chests with tons of loot. Perhaps the addition of the Warden was simply to make looting the chests more challenging to players. Wardens would become a challenge that players had to face if they wanted to loot the ancient cities. In conclusion, Wardens are meant to be avoided rather than fought with. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe. But anyway, see you in the next video.